Okay guys, so the new Spider-Man Far From Home trailer is out, which means it's time for a breakdown, so let's just get right into this. First up, a spoiler warning, as the film's trailer does open up with that in mind, considering this has major spoilers for Endgame. So getting right into the trailer, this is where we see Peter. We see he's very much not recovered fully from what happened in Endgame. Obviously, the passing of Tony Stark is a huge event for not just him, but the world. And here we also see Happy, who's, well, also feeling the effects of that. We then cut to Peter, who's still in the Iron Spider suit as he's fighting a bunch of foes and helping the cops out. And this is where he lets them know he's going on vacation, clearly setting up the whole premise. Now, there's also some important stuff here because as Happy is talking to Peter, we see that he's not exactly ready to move on to the next part of his life. Nick Fury's trying to get a hold of him, but he doesn't want to answer him, most likely because he knows, the relationship Nick Fury and Tony have and kind of what's coming. He doesn't really want that responsibility right now, considering he just saw his mentor die. We see that Peter just wants to go overseas and have a good time on his field trip. Of course, Nick Fury ends up finding him, as we found out in the teaser trailer, and this is where things are going to get a little bit out of hand. He has to bring Peter in to debrief him on something big that's happening in the MCU. So when he's brought in, he's introduced to Mysterio, aka Vic. Now this is the big details right here. He's from another world. He's from the multiverse. The MCU has now been opened up after Endgame to multiverse jumping, and Mysterio is clearly from there. His name is Vic here, and he seems to have a good intent for right now. Now, Peter really does not want to do this with Nick Fury. He just wants to relax and try to have a good time like a teenager before he's an adult. He says, hey, why don't you call Thor? Thor's not here. Captain Marvel, she's not here. Peter then realizes, yeah, he's all they got right now, and maybe he should take it upon himself. When Nick Fury is trying to convince him to do it, Peter tells him, look, I'm just kind of like a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. This is out of my realm. And he's just like, look, man, you've been to space. He doesn't say it that nicely, but he calls him out on it, being like, you have to do this. This is what you got to do. You're the only thing we got right now. And then there's a great mentor moment, which we've known about before, with Mysterio talking to Peter / Spider-Man, and he's telling him, look, kind of got to move on. Sometimes people die. That's kind of like the way things go. And I think this is him, already trying to manipulate him because of a, sinister plan he's developing. Overall, really good trailer. Finally gives us that insight into the story. And overall, I can't wait.